You think you know, but you have no idea. January 14th, 2025. I just want to start this video off by saying Beyonce's mother literally followed me on Instagram, so you should too. What are you waiting for? I'm literally Beyonce certified.
Beyonce knows all about me. Beyonce has my number. Man, Beyonce talks every now and then. She checks up on me.
Okay, so after Beyonce's Christmas halftime show, she didn't even give us the chance to find or snatched edges because immediately after her performance, this video was posted to her Instagram page. Comments quickly flooded in with people saying stuff like, wait, I had to come back to the video. January 14, girl, let me file my taxes. Spotify made a comment that said, literally thought my day couldn't get any better. And even MTV chimed in and said, Beyonce, explain. And that's what this video is about. Finding out what Beyonce has planned and telling y'all what I think. I've seen some jokes like, watch it be a new sacred product, or watch it be her telling us she's vegan again. But all jokes aside, let's get into some things. The main thing people think Beyonce will announce is a tour, which makes sense because she always tours after an album. To top it off, Live Nation actually reposted Beyonce's video, so everyone is like, yup, for sure it's a tour. And Ticketmaster Germany posted an article about Beyonce's January 14th announcement, further driving tour rumors. Plus, Beyonce's dancer Amari posted that she was listing her apartment in March, and people started circulating that it's because she's going on tour, and she eventually deleted it. And under Beyonce's teaser video, Honey Balenciaga, who was a dancer at the Renaissance tour, said, ready. I feel like he only said that to get people going. But with all this being said though, I do think Beyonce will eventually go on tour. I made a video on that. But I feel like a tour is not what we're getting just yet. Normally, Beyonce announces her tours straight up. She doesn't give pre-announcement to a tour announcement. Not that it's impossible for her to switch it up, but I just don't think so, to be honest. Plus, she doesn't like to be predictable, and she knows people have been talking about a tour, so why would she do the expected? When the tour is ready, Beyonce will announce it straight up out of the blue, leaving everyone gagged. So not a tour in my opinion. The next thing people think we're getting is an album. I've seen people say it's a Cowboy Carter deluxe album, but the album already has over 20 songs, so why would a deluxe be necessary? I've seen some people say it will be a Spanish album. I guess that would fit into what I talked about with Mexicans having impact on the rodeo scene, etc. The most anticipated album, however, is Act 3, which many assume to be a rock album. In this Beyonce Bowl promo video, people pointed out how Beyonce represented all three acts, the banjo for Act 2, the sparkly top for Act 1, and wearing black to represent Act 3. But to be honest, I think that's a reach. I honestly think Beyonce's sole focus in that video was Act 2 and Beyonce Bowl, and she just happened to be wearing those colors. Now, January 14th is a Tuesday, and thanks to Beyonce, new music is no longer released on Tuesdays, it's released on Fridays. So if it is an album, then it would be an album announcement, perhaps released on the upcoming Friday, which is the 17th, or a further date. How Beyonce usually announces her albums, if it's not a surprise drop, then like her tours, she usually announces her albums straight up, and the only date we get is an album release date, not a date to come find out what she has to say at a later time. We must also look at the fact that Renaissance was released in 2022 and Cowboy Carter in 2024, so wouldn't Act 3 be 2026? Beyonce likes a pattern. Remember how she'd give us an album every 2 to 3 years? Like Dangerously in Love was 2003, B-Day 2006, I Am 2008 for 2011. Like she kept up that pattern her whole career until COVID ruined that pattern. But if you count The Gift, then she didn't even break the pattern at all. The Gift came 3 years after Lemonade, and the Lemonade came almost 3 years after Self-Titled. Like, Beyonce has never given us a new album after only 1 year. Never. There's also this theory of the horse is turning black. Act 1 had a silver horse, Act 2 had a white horse, and people assumed Act 3 will be a black horse, and that this particular horse is turning black. But again, I think that's a reach. I mean, the horse isn't in the brightest of lightings. On to the next one. People think Beyonce's announcement might be a performance, and I could honestly get behind that. Unlike Renaissance that was only performed on tour, Cowboy Carter got its first live gig at a halftime show. Who's to say Beyonce won't continue this streak? I have a list of places, and the first one is the Las Vegas Sphere. For a while now, there have been talks about Beyonce performing at the Las Vegas Sphere. The New York Post even reported a while back that both Beyonce's mother and Jay-Z have taken separate tours of the Sphere, and how Beyonce's team required $10 million to produce a high-tech stage show. The second place is the Houston Rodeo. Destiny's Child had performed there, and Beyonce has performed there more than once. The Houston Rodeo released their genre calendar, and they have a wild card for March 18th, so everyone was wondering, could it be B? And the way Beyonce has everyone going crazy too. The Houston Chronicle has an article out saying how the wild card is March 18th, Destiny's Child first performed at the rodeo on February 18th, and the last time Beyonce performed at the Houston Rodeo was 2007, which was 18 years ago, and that Texas Hold'em ties Beyonce for the most appearances on the Billboard Airplay charts by any artist with 18 total. They ended that off by saying, crazy? Maybe, but there are no accidents when it comes to Beyonce. It turns out that Post Malone was the wild card, but I just wanted y'all to really see how Beyonce can put people into a frenzy with a 15-second teaser. Everyone's Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so remember how Beyonce did an ad for Levi's jeans? Well, let's not forget that it was supposed to be more than one ad. The next one was supposed to be in a bar, plus Levi's jeans was worn by some of the performers at Beyonce Bowl. To be honest, if the teaser is a new ad, it would be kind of anticlimactic. The only way I'd get super excited is if during the ad she announces something else, just like how she announced the Cowboy Carter during the Verizon ad.
Okay, they ready. Drop the new music.
But on to the next theory, and you know it had to be included, the visuals. People think Beyonce will finally grant their wishes to release some type of visuals for her album. I've seen them say music video for particular songs will be released. I really don't think this is the case at all. Like, this is the one I believe the least, to be honest. Now, let's get to my theories, which this one comes under performances. I haven't seen anyone say this, so Beyonce captioned her teaser video, "Look at That Horse," which are lyrics from her song Sweet Honey Buckin'. One other post she captioned with this same line is when she went to Santa Anita Park, but it's literally a racehorse track, so it makes sense to use that caption. This was Santa Anita's first California crown as well. Forbes captioned it, "California crown brings music, luxury, and Beyonce to the racetrack. A new concept for a day at the races combines live entertainment, celebrities, and nightclub vibes with horse racing to lure the next generation to the track." And Beyonce must see the vision, because not only did she attend, but her brand Sir Davis had a horse in the race. The Forbes article went on to say, if a day at the races isn't your usual idea of fun, combining the wagering with musical performances, great food and drinks, and high fashion may just change your mind. The opening day record-breaking crowd was treated to a day of 10 races along with musical performances by Shabuzi, Lil Yachty, etc., with many guests finding the time to both dance as well as place over $23 million in bets between races. Cocktails featured star-studded brands like Sir Davis American Whiskey owned by Beyonce. If people bought football tickets without caring about football just to see Beyonce, then they'd do it again for horse racing too. My other theory is a documentary of some sort. In the video, people noticed that something was blacked out, maybe a logo or something was written there. I'm thinking it may be a genuine error, or maybe something was there that they covered, but why not remove it instead of covering it? Unless that same video will get posted again on the 14th with additional footage revealing what's there. Some think it might be the Netflix logo since that's where it's placed on the other videos. Since 2018, it was rumored that Beyonce has a 3-project deal with Netflix, and Homecoming was the first and Beyonce Bowl is the second. But regardless of if a documentary is on Netflix or some other platform, I'd actually be interested in seeing Beyonce continue to highlight black people in the country music scene, past and present. I'd like to see black cowboys and Beyonce showing her country roots. She has her Been Country website. We could have a Been Country documentary showing that black people belong in country and have every right to be a part of the scene. Now, I don't think Beyonce has ever done a documentary without some performance aspect, so maybe she'd also show what went into prepping for Beyonce Bowl and why the performance is so important, etc. It's just 13 minutes, but Beyonce still worked on it for a long time and put a lot into it. Also, Brittany Spencer, who was featured on Blackbird, was asked how the collaboration with Beyonce came about, and she said, "I ain't ready to talk about that yet. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like as an artist, I want to respect her creative process, and I feel like whenever she's ready to talk about that, she will. still, I want to leave that for her. I love her, I admire her, and also she's Beyonce, and she'll tell the story. She also said, on a very heart level, people have plans for how they want to reveal stuff, and I just want to wait. Now you know good and well no one's getting the chance to ask Beyonce anything because she's no longer doing interviews, so how do you figure that she'd tell her story of her creative process, etc.? It must be a documentary, and even if that's not what's announced on the 14th, it will come, and I believe that. All in all, Beyonce is a marketing genius. She dropped the teaser at the right moment when she was on a lot of people's minds, and then she dipped. We haven't seen or heard from her since because she knows not to do anything in between to distract from her teaser. I just know she sees some of the theories and chuckles to herself. Let me know what you think Beyonce has up her sleeves, comment below, subscribe, and as usual, thanks for watching.